Good morning, and welcome to this another edition of the Cooperative Voice. I am your host, Phoenix Belfield, and again, it's a privilege to be here to speak with you and for you to join us company this lovely Tuesday morning. It's a good day outside. I see a lot of hustling and bustling outside, and we want to give a regular shout out to the persons who are keeping the economy afloat, the businesses that are open, the staff that are providing the service. We thank you very much. We give big shout out to our credit union volunteers and staff who every day continue to be our first liners. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for supporting the movement. Today we're going to have a very special guest with us, and before I introduce our special guest, I want to give a big shout out to Q95 FM that is joining us live on the radio stream and Facebook stream. So big shout out to the audience of Q95. Thank you very much for joining us on this live. Today we're going to have a short conversation with the CEO of NCCU, Mr. Ilma Irish. I will be speaking about a little bit from how is the credit union navigating the COVID-19 crisis. So just stay with us. We'll be right back.
Send me money, receive money, send me money. No more hassle. MLajan, send me money, receive money. MLajan, it's safe and secure. MLajan, you want to send your money to friends and family. No more standing in line. MLajan, it's a new digital financial service brought to you by the Dominica Credit Union movement. Introduces a new wallet solution, MLajan. Top up friends, pay bills, make shopping easy, extra secure. Sign up is absolutely free. MLajan, you want to send your money to friends and family. No more standing in line. MLajan, download the MLajan app today. See your credit union for more details. MLajan, your mobile payment solution. MLajan.
Thank you again for joining us. This is your host, Felix Belfield, and we're live on another episode of the Cooperative Voice. The Cooperative Voice is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Dominica Cooperative Society Limited in collaboration with the Credit Unions of Dominica and MLajan, Dominica's first mobile wallet, offering you great and exciting features and functionality. Thank you again for tuning in to this episode of the Cooperative Voice. We're live streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on the league page. Again, we're going to welcome our guest, Mr. Ilma Irish. Mr. Ilma Irish is the CEO of the NCCU. Mr. Irish, welcome to the broadcast.
Good morning to you, Mr. Belfield, and certainly a pleasure. Good morning to all the listeners on Q95 and via social media. It's certainly a pleasure to be here this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much for linking with us. And I know that we're currently in extraordinary times, and I was happy that you conceded in giving me some of your day because I know that time is money, and every second counts. But really a privilege to have you on the program, and we just wanted to get your thoughts on a couple of things. We know that we're navigating the COVID-19 crisis. We know as the second largest financial institution in Dominica, the largest credit union in Dominica, the largest in the OECS, the sixth largest in the Caribbean credit union. How is NCCU faring in this COVID era?
Well, certainly the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic has certainly tested the credit union's resilience. And I can tell you as management, staff, volunteers, our resolve is to, one, continuously serve our members. And by doing that, we need to keep the credit unions open. We are considered frontline staff, And so over the many months, we have continuously kept our credit union doors open. It is true that business is not as brisk, especially in the loans business, because of the fact that some members are unemployed, underemployed, and so the demand for loans have gone down a bit. However, we continue to make every effort to serve those members who require service and to obtain the products of the credit union. So generally, business is good. The protocols and the way we do business have changed drastically. We rely a little more on the virtual aspect, the telephones, the WhatsApp, the making of appointments in advance. We had to limit the number of members who are able to come in to obtain service at any one point in time. But certainly, we keep our ability or our desire to enhance the credit union experience of each member alive, and we do our very best to serve them on a daily basis. We continue to encourage our members to use the online service, to use the ATM services, and so that would limit their daily interaction and the need to actually come into the branches to do business.
Right, and one of the things that one of the main concerns have been one of the prominent politicians, the former president of the U.S., actually predicted that the COVID was going to disappear last summer, and we're almost in another summer. This is almost year 2 of COVID, with the cloud of uncertainty affecting the businesses in terms of when is this virus is going to go, when it's going to go, when it's going to disappear, when is normalcy going to be returned. In fact, we're now dealing with what we call the new normal. How do you see businesses using this COVID crisis as an opportunity, looking for the kind of silver lining in this dark cloud? What are you hearing on
actually, from where I sit, it appears that we have to coexist with COVID-19. In that, when we started in March of last year, preparing and putting things in place to face the challenges that we anticipated, we never thought we would still be dealing with this pandemic now, and for it to be even increasing. But certainly, I see opportunities in there. And I also see cost-cutting measures in there. Never before would we have felt that we could use virtual meetings to substitute a lot of travel. Never did we think that there would be a need for us to be limiting the number of members that could come into the business at any point in time. Never before did we think that the need for online services would be that great. And so I see for the credit union as an excellent opportunity for us to educate our members, which is a fundamental principle, educate our members on the importance of utilizing those electronic services. For one, it reduces your time spent getting service. 2, it allows you to get this to actually obtain the service wherever you want, at whatever time you want. And so that is correct. So we are pushing the use of our online service because it's very convenient and less costly to the member. we continue to push the use of the international debit card, in that the member is able to transact without having to move around with a lot of cash. But we know there are certain implications for moving around with a lot of cash. Thirdly, one is able, or member is able to go to all the ATMs that we provide at any point in time and withdraw. It also provides an opportunity that if a member is not within reach of one of the NCCU ATMs and there is another provider ATM available, they can also transact. So I see opportunities certainly there.
Right. So yeah, you were saying you see some opportunities for the membership to explore those digital channels that you have available to them.
That is correct. That is correct.
One
so
of
the credit union.
Go ahead.
Yes, so NCCU continues to inculcate in the minds of the members the importance of getting on board with the digital services.
Okay, awesome. One of the things members have been asking, and you mentioned it earlier about using digital channels, and we got a question earlier about the lines outside of NCCU. I mean, it may not necessarily be long lines. It's just that people have to stand 6 feet apart, and you have about the normal 20 or 25 that you would be having inside. They now have to be spaced outside. And so somebody was asking about the line. So I think that you mentioned a little bit about it earlier, about using the other services, because some people would still want to come into the credit union and quite simply want to stand up. And there are a lot of services. They can use the ATM, they can use your online services.
Yes, so certainly the NCCU has a very, very large captive market in excess of 49,000 members. And at any point in time, we expect the lines to be long on the outside, although we do not encourage it.
Right.
But what we are encouraging our members to do is, where possible, utilize the digital services that are available to avoid having to join the long lines. And where possible, the members could call in advance, send us an email, send us a WhatsApp, make a call, and indicate what services that they would require, what products that they would require. And so we would be in a better position to advise them in terms of time to come, how to access the service without actually coming into the society or offices. Because we know the implications for large gatherings and so on. So we try our best as far as possible to indicate the distancing on the outside, and also encourage members to keep the distance. But sometimes it becomes a little difficult to manage that, but we are doing our very best. Certainly within the walls of the offices, we have that under control, in that we limit the number of members who are able to come in on a daily basis. But we have been seeing improvements over the last few weeks, especially with the new variant. As it is said, it is very contagious, and so I think members are taking heed and doing a little better. We have seen improvements or increasing in the number of members applying for the online service. We have seen a number of cards being taken. We have in excess of 19,000 members with debit cards, and we hope that would increase over the next few weeks.
Great. When we come back, we're just going to take a short pause. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit about what's keeping you up at night, what's keeping you and the board and the credit union up at night. Because, like you said, we're in uncertain times, and we can see a lot of effort being put into uh, sensitizing the population about COVID, um, trying to bring up resilient systems for businesses. But from a financial institution perspective, we want to pick your brain a little bit. So we'll take a short break. Those persons who are interested in sending a comment or sending a question, you can just log on to any one of our streams and post the questions we receive it, and we'll try to answer them. Remember, you can join us on our Facebook page at MLajan. You can join us on YouTube at MLajan. You can also look at the leagues, Facebook page, and also on Q95 page as well. You can join us. So we're just going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. We have Mr. Emma, CEO of NCCU, on the program.
Welcome to MLajan, the new way to pay. Paying a bill is easy. Open your MLajan app and click the top up and a bill payment icon. Select the company that you wish to make a payment to. Click the plus symbol to add the account that you wish to make a payment toward. Enter the account number and a nickname that you would like to give that account and hit save. Once you have selected the account, an overview will be shown of that account. You can choose to make a partial or full payment towards the amount due. Once you've chosen, enter the amount and hit pay, then enter your 4-digit PIN. An overview of your transaction will appear for your reconfirmation, and that's how you pay a bill. MLajan, one app, many conveniences.
Welcome. We're back. We're back again on the another edition of the Cooperative Voice. This is your host Phoenix Belfield, and we're having in the studio with us in our virtual studio, Mr. Emma, who is the CEO of NCCU, and we're just having some conversations about how the pandemic has been for the credit union. And Mr. Irish, welcome back. We want to talk a little bit about what's keeping the board and management up at night now that we're in the pandemic era.
It is an interesting statistic that there have been more board meetings in the period from since the March of last year to now than there has ever been in the past in that same period of time.
Right.
The reason being that the uncertainty created by COVID required us to meet often, put plans in place, amend as necessary to ensure first and foremost that one, our members are served.
Right.
Two, to ensure that our staff are safe and secure. Because without the staff being able to operate, we cannot have a business. And so from get-go, we immediately implemented a few things. And that certainly does not make us sleep at night, but we rest a little better. It was necessary for us to, as far as possible, put barriers in place. So there would be limited contact between the members doing the business and the staff,
Right.
thereby keeping some safe distance and keeping the staff secure, keeping the members secure. We had to amend our operating hours in keeping with those established by the Ministry of Health,
Right.
but at the same time, ensure that we have resources in place to meet our members' demand for services. What is going to happen next with the great uncertainty is also keeping us awake. Whether tomorrow a staff member, God forbid, would be affected, or whether a member would be affected, and how that is going to, what implications that is going to have with the credit union, on the credit union. But in the meantime, though, with concern for our members, their ability, their capacity, their employment status, last year, the credit union approved deferments for 3 months period. For 3 months, 3 months, and another 3 months, 6 months in total. So that also helped in that we were a little more confident that our members would have been a little more satisfied with the fact that those who do not have the means to repay were given some forbearance. And so that helped us to sleep a little better, but still not sleeping totally. And we continue to monitor the situation on the ground. And we are continuously looking at ways to rotate our staff, ensure that our staff are comfortable. We have put in place a task force that meets regularly, that looks at what is happening on the ground, try to predict the future as far as possible to ensure that we continue to be relevant and in a position to serve our members. Yeah.
You made mention about meetings and the fact that we now in a COVID era we're having so many more meetings as compared to pre-COVID. And I think it's around the same time last year we would have been having our annual meeting. I know NCCU has not had theirs as yet, and you may have a few members asking why. What can you say to that?
But actually, we had a scheduled date for annual general meeting, because traditionally we attempt to have the meeting as early as possible. However, with the advent of the spike in the COVID cases, that prevented us from having the meeting as scheduled. We are at the moment in discussion through the league as well with the FSU, with a view to holding a virtual meeting. So we are basically working out the logistics. As the members would be aware, at a typical AGM meeting, we could have in excess of 400 members attending. And certainly with the current restrictions, we are unable to hold a meeting with the physical presence of the members. So we are here trying to work out logistics for a virtual meeting. And certainly I think within the next few weeks, we would be able to provide members with more information as it relates to that.
Okay, wonderful. And you know, this is important because it gives also the membership. I know I've been to many of the NCCU annual meetings, and for all of the credit unions, for a matter of fact, and it's a rich opportunity for the members to interact with the board and management of the credit union and to ask pertinent questions relating to the governance of the credit union. So I know the members will be looking forward to hearing a little bit more in terms of the shape and form of what meeting based on your consultation with the regulator.
What I can say to the membership is that the board would report that we had a reasonably good year 2020 despite the pandemic.
When you say reasonably good, you mean in the millions or the billions? Yes. Thank you very much. We're getting some questions coming in. What advice would you give to the membership at this point in time? We spoke about the uncertainty, but you have small businesses that are trying to navigate the uncertainty. You have members who are employed, some are unemployed, some are temporarily laid off. What feedback, what advice can you give to those members?
Okay, where members have specific difficulties, especially those of our members who have loans and they are unable to meet their regular installments. My advice is to call into the credit union and let us have a discussion. There are also opportunities for small business that exist now. We would also like to speak to those members if they have any particular small business proposal that they would like to discuss. But our advice is always for the members to contact the credit union and let us have a discussion where it can be determined that the member have a specific difficulty. We can discuss and see how best we can assist the members. It is the member's business. The credit union is here to serve the member, and we are willing to do whatever is necessary to ensure that our members are comfortable.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. When we come back, we're going to wrap up very soon. But when we come back, we want to talk about some other aspects of the COVID that we believe the credit union can assist with the membership and the population. So when we come back, we're just going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will do so.
To MLajan, the new way to pay. Today, we'll be talking about cashing in. Topping up your wallet is easy. You can get money directly onto your wallet from a friend, or you can cash it in via an agent. Finding an agent is easy. Click the menu bar and click Agent Locator. This populates all agent locations in close proximity to your location. Once at the agent, you will be asked to provide the telephone number of your device and the cash to be loaded onto your wallet. It's that easy. MLajan, one app, many conveniences.
All right, thank you very much. We're joined by Mr. Ilma Irish, and welcome back again to the Cooperative Voice. And we're just going to wrap up. Mr. Irish, we're talking about all of the digital channels that are available to the members. We're talking about the uncertainty of the current pandemic era, and a question that we just received as it relates to the accessibility of loans. And can folks apply online? Do they do it via appointment, or do they do it via WhatsApp? Is there any change to the mechanism for applying for loans?
We have advertised a WhatsApp number that the members can call, leave messages, and we would respond. Okay. As of now, our system has not yet been so developed, although we are working on it, to allow the member to apply online. But we can begin the process on the phone. So the member can also call in, speak to an officer, and we can actually begin the process. The member would be advised in terms of what is required based on the discussion. And so when you come into the office, the process is much faster. You would have met and ensured that you have all the basic items that are required for the loan. Always remember, the mission of the NCCU is to enhance the quality of life of our members. And so we make every effort to assist the member regardless of what the situation is.
Right. Yeah, thank you very much. And I think a lot of the persons they come in, and I know, but most of the credit union, I think almost all of the credit union have some level of social media presence, where they can communicate. They can send you a message on your Facebook. They can also WhatsApp the loans department, as you said. We had your marketing officer last week, and she said about WhatsApp in the loans department as well. They have the emailing options and the calling options. So there are a lot of options available to the membership. So it's just a matter of us getting comfortable using the digital channels available to us to ensure that we get served. And it is not only time saving, but it's also a healthier option, Mr. Irish. Yeah. So members, you heard from Mr. Irish. Can you hear me? You stay with us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Yeah. So we're encouraging the membership to use the online tools that are available. Talk to the department. You have NCC on Facebook. You have the website. A whole host of information there that you can connect with, and then you can submit your queries. There's no need for you to stand in the line. You can skip the line with NCCU online, with CU online. You can skip the line. So use the online channels, the digital channels that are available to you. Use the mechanisms that the credit union has provided to you to be able to reach them so that you can get your business done. So you don't have to come into the credit union now to start the process. You can call them, you can use the options that are available so that you can safeguard yourself. Any parting words, Mr. Irish, before we wrap up?
I want to reassure our members that the credit union remains safe and sound despite the challenges brought about by COVID-19. We want to encourage our members to continue to utilize the services offered by the NCCU, and a major advantage is that at the NCCU, most of the services are free or at cost for the most part. And so we want to, again, advise our members to utilize the service. The credit union is ours to build. The credit union is as strong as we as members make it. And so my encouragement is to remain safe, follow all the health protocols, and if you're considering vaccination, please get vaccinated.
You and I were the first ones on the line, Mr. Irish. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. So thank you very much, Mr. Irish, for joining us on this edition of the Cooperative Voice. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, and we hope to have you back on the program at some time in the near future.
It certainly is a pleasure, Mr. Belfield, and I think this is a wonderful idea. Thank you very much and have a great day.
All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, NCCU's CEO, Mr. Irish on the Cooperative Voice. Again, we thank you for joining those persons that would have joined us on we thank Q95. They have been there for us, they've been supporting, and they've been broadcasting it, not only live on the radio, but also on the Facebook page. Thank you for all our listeners on the Q95 and those who also join us on Thursday's edition at 10:30. You can always connect with us on social media. We're on Facebook at MLajan. We're on Twitter at Lajan_M. We're on Instagram at MLajan_DM. We're on YouTube at MLajan. There you can find all of the tutorials, the do-it-yourself videos. If you want to know how to use the app, you want to know how to pay your DOASCO bill. We know a lot of persons have been paying the DOASCO bill and saying how easy it is for them to pay the DOASCO bill. They just simply enter the number and the information is read in real time from the DOASCO system, and they can pay the bill seamlessly and in a very customer-friendly way. So thank you those who have supported the movement. You supported us over the last 60 plus years. Thank you very much. Shout out to my credit union staff and volunteers. You're our frontline heroes. Thank you very much. Stay safe, everyone. Until then, Dominica, well, good morning.